Rodriguez. I'm the other Rebecca, for those of you on the other side. I chose to be last because, as the oldest sibling, that was my privilege. See, y'all didn't know that, did you? I'm the oldest. Mark, I just want you to know that around January 4th, my son was trying to help my mother empty the dishwasher. She didn't know where anything went. And how interesting that last night, when you were trying to empty the dishwasher, we had the same problem. It's been a month later, Mother. So, I want to say thank you. It's been really a happy time to hear what wonderful things you had to say. And I especially want to thank my sister Karen for all the work that she put into this. She should be some kind of event planner. You have no idea. I spent weeks thinking about what I wanted to say. And I really came down to, what did I learn? Because I read an email from Rebecca, and there were 3 things that she learned from my calling copy, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I remember one of them was to eat whatever was put on your plate. And the other 2, I just would have gone out of my mind. I just thought that what an awesome thing to do. So what I want to talk about is what I've learned from him. And for those of you who know, once you have children, your cry switch is broken, and anything will set you off. So I apologize ahead of time. But 33 years ago, when Art proposed to my mother, he never expected what would happen. I'm sure he looked at it and said, all these kids are almost grown. We're going to live in California by ourselves. It'll just be the 2 of us living happily ever after. Ha. God has mysterious plans for us. I know he never, ever expected probably my sister and I to love him so much. You know, because he never anticipated what was coming, I warn you that never underestimate the power of love. The power of a woman's love and the power of a man's love. I find it interesting that, and I say this in no disrespect, but nobody talked about Art's quick temper, his stubbornness. Some of you know about the coffee can story? No? Okay. It's a family thing. He would, if I remember correctly, he got really stubborn about something. He would sit down on that coffee can and then get him off of it. That's as a child. But I will tell you that in adulthood, my mother occasionally would remind him that he couldn't sit on his coffee can in their house. And as with all of us in our lives, we've had strained relationships with our family. And all of that happened in his life. But what I've learned is that we all are transformed by love. And I know that slowly his heart softened, relationships became mended, changed. I'm sure he never expected us to call upon him in so many ways to stand up and do his fatherly duties for us. And as everyone has said, he always answered that call with love. It was never a question that if we asked, he would provide if that was necessary. But once Mother and Art moved to Texas, second great transformation. The first grandchild was born, and his heart grew twice its size. And I'm not saying he was French. And I will say that with each grandchild, it grew bigger. And once they, with that bigger heart, having moved here to Cleveland and thinking they were going to live here forever, bought a house, and first came the sunroom, then the deck, then the hot tub, the pool, the cactus garden, the shed, the outdoor shower, and then they decided to go inside again. We had new paint on the walls and new floors. And I mention this because all of it was for his adored wife in anticipation of his family coming to visit, and mostly his grandbabies. Oh, then when you didn't think your heart could get any bigger came the great grandchildren. And if you notice the pictures, Poppy loves to kiss the girls. You'll notice the pictures that we selected. Very, very few of them, and this was not just us selecting them. Very few of them did we ever catch him that he wasn't smiling, just radiant, smiling. He was a happy man. And so what I've learned is that with love, we're growing, we're changing. And as sad as it makes me feel, I guess he had gotten enough love and it was time to go home. And his job was done. And I remember which relative it was saying that she was imagining that he was looking down on us. And I would have to say I was doing the same thing. And I think he would be, very proud of himself that he was to you the man that he wanted to be.